Okay, our consultant, Winston Averill, consolidated all of the bidders, the request for proposal results. And we went over them. He was in the office the end of last week. And he went completely over this based on what we asked for, what was proposed, and what equipment will suffice up at the transfer station. Based on his recommendation, for what Winston has been our consultant for many years now, is to go with the unit from sanitary equipment called the Marathon RJ 450. This unit comes in at 21,827 on the cost size. It is more than the others. He started comparing the hopper size, the horsepower, the information that he had on each one of the units, and stated that longevity, ease of repairs when needed, the parts availability, the durability of the unit, and he expects this unit to go 20 plus years without a problem. That going with the Marathon RJ 450 is the appropriate one in the best interest of the town for the transfer station. It is the one that he recommends for the board to pass. This comes within the budget that we had allocated for this line item. So based on the recommendation by the consultant, I would recommend that we go with his recommendation and authorize the purchase of the Marathon RJ 450 equipment.
Make a motion to award the bid for the stationary compactor to sanitary equipment with the amount $21,827 for the Marathon RJ 450.
Second the motion. Discussion?
Do we have an estimated time frame for when we're going to actually start utilizing this new piece of equipment and what the turnaround time is?
I don't know what the turnaround time is. It's going to be shipped up from Alabama, I believe, to sanitary equipment. So as soon as the order, as soon as the okay is done, the order will be placed tomorrow and it will be on its way.
And then what happens to the existing?
The existing one, Leo's going to pull it out of service. He's going to turn around and keep it for parts because it matches the one that is completely in there right now.
Oh, okay.
And he'll cannibalize it as appropriate to keep the other one going.
Okay.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Stanley, you're up.
Stan Zuzell, PWPCA Chair. Tonight I am proposing to review the bid for the Quadros Removal Project for $500,000 into $553,666.
5:30.
Yeah, $553,666. It's a contract bid for.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at 5:33, Stan. I'm just going by.
Well, you know what, this paper, yeah, this paper says $553,666. Yeah, it should be $553,666.
Can I see what you got, Stan?
Should be the original.
That's why I'm asking you. Because the bottom at 506 is correct.
What are the dates? This is the 28th, this is the 22nd.
Room 9, date of 12/22.
Did this come with this packet that you received as well?
All the information from the contract itself. This is the one you got here. This is the one we gave you today, right?
I got 533.
What's this 536? This is 536.
This is 536.
I'm just wondering when these things were off. If the bid was received at the same time and this was the copy letter, or is it, I felt like you did, was it amended? Did they approve it? Did they approve an amendment?
Where is that?
Yeah, well, 536 comes in here, then you add in these costs, which brings it to
Yeah.
553.
Right.
Not, I understand all of that.
So perhaps we received the, the one on the 22nd probably didn't include those
Yeah,
extras.
we're not.
Because this one
This
says
is all the extras here, and that's what it comes with.
Do you have the minute? 553. It did say 553.
it's in the official minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get this.
So I don't know how you got this.
Probably in the 15 minutes.
Now let's negotiate with them until 5:30.
I agree.
Get that all.
This is all that you came with.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to redouble check it and you can bring it back up?
I can, if you like, yeah.
Available first thing.
There's,
There's,
You got this one here that's dated on the 22nd at 5:33, at 5.5%.
new. But I can,
your comfort level then?
I would rather err on the side of caution than have to
yeah, well, I
clarify it.
the 553 is the one. We have had,
But yet I've got paper 33,
Yeah.
and $20,000 is $20,000.
Yeah, which is fine. And we go through it, 'cause I didn't know what they sent you, like, what they
Going by
sent.
what you got here, so.
Yeah, well, it's whatever they sent you.
Because this
Because
is what this is what I would approve tonight based on
Because
the show.
I emailed him this morning to send you all that,
Yep.
whatever they had.
And I got it, so,
This was,
I mean, I'm willing to hold a special meeting to.
Yeah, I mean,
approve
it's
this.
not a,
20,000 is 20,000.
it's not a real big deal. I don't know why, I didn't know somebody had two different amounts.
Yeah.
Funny here. You do have a different amount than what I have, so.
If you can get the word to us, you're available on Friday at all, quickly?
Well, I mean, I can when I go.
Anytime.
We can wait till the next selectmen's meeting anyway.
If you're good with it,
Yeah,
I'm good with
because
it.
it's not,
there's this 20,000 discrepancy between what he sent
yeah,
and 20,000 is 20,000.
I don't know why, what he sent you here is
No problem.
what I had, but
All right,
obviously it's different.
we'll take no action tonight, thank you. Thank you, Stan.
Yep.
Okay, in our packet, we have a request from Teague, requesting funds in the amount of $2,500. They, John, if you wanna go over the project and enlighten us, that would be great.
A couple of years ago, the town of Putnam, Rick Hayes specifically acquired a lot of several pieces of equipment, government surplus. He notified the town of Thompson, if they could use any of this equipment that he acquired. One of them was the Humvee that the town did say they could use. And he also contacted, and I was contacted, because he had several generators there that he received. I was contacted if we could use that up at Teague to power that building in the event of power loss. So I went down there and looked at one of them, and I said, yeah, we could use that one, it's 100 kW. So we did receive that, it's in place up there as far as the location. We did a lot of work on, through donations of putting the piping in, the wiring, underground. We got a fuel tank, for zero, along with the wiring and several other things. The NAPA donated fuel filters, we changed it. You know, we have it up and running, but that point is, that the, switch, in order to make it, to switch it over from CL&P to the generator is some $2,500, and I can't get anybody to donate that, so, I'm in a position to, ask the town for some help in that the, my vision for that is to dual purpose. It'll serve Teague as keep that building up and running, and also talking with Steve Benoit, is that we'll use it as an emergency shelter, because they do have the facility to walk in buildings, walk-in boxes, refrigeration. They have showers there and a large room that they could accommodate, in the event of an emergency. It would add to the two current locations that we have, one being the fire station in Quinnebog, and the other one is at the school. And Steve was delighted to hear that he would have another location for that purpose. So we were in need of $2,500 to get that switch. The switch cost some $1,300. Labor is somewhere around $1,000. We got an estimate from Parquet Electric, and he says it won't, that'll be the maximum that he would charge. He'll have to keep track of the time that the individual puts in, which he spent a considerable amount of time already looking at it and telling me what has to be done. So basically, that's it.
Okay, so what you're telling me then, this will put the system up and running.
Yes.
I think it's an automatic switch that automatically switches on.
It's not. No,
It's not.
the automatic was
I don't know.
twice that price. No, we'll set up a chain of, as soon as the power goes off, somebody will be going over there just to flip the switch. I mean, the facility can run, the computers can run for several hours, you know, on battery power, and keep it up and running. But after that, we have a problem, the same as the walk-in box, the freezer and refrigeration unit, you know, that wouldn't be a problem. Everything can run for a couple hours, so we thought the least expensive would be a manual switch, which we would take care of doing.
Can you refresh my memory, is this the same project where you came before us like a year and a half ago for the padding, for the cement pad to be placed on the outside of the building in order for this generator to be installed, or no?
No,
That was something separate?
yeah,
Because I thought that
that
should,
had to be a couple of years ago for the walk-in box refrigerator.
okay.
I don't, yeah.
I'm trying to remember
I don't
because
remember coming to the town for that.
I remember you coming for some reason for this generator, and I don't remember what the reason was that you had to come before the Board of Selectmen, but that conversation at that time wasn't, the discussion didn't really have anything to do with the generator being installed for this shelter, because I thought that our number one shelter is already spelled out either in an ordinance or something that
That I'm not aware of.
okay. I thought that the generator was more so the food wouldn't spoil for the food pantry, because you guys service all of those other
And
towns.
the intention, talking with Steve tonight, is that after we get this up and running, if we, you know, I know I will, one way or the other, is that we'll make the citizens of the town aware that even if it's a spot location where somebody lose their power for a couple of days, they would be able to bring their material out of their freezers or refrigerators up there, and we could store it.
And so you have the adequate space for that?
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, the turnover in that food pantry is, you know, it's on a weekly basis, they move a lot of material out of there.
Okay, and then, I know that's a completely separate discussion, I apologize, but I just know while we're talking about it, when we had emergency situations and we had to notify residents as to where they could go, I believe Quinnebog Volunteer was the first, that wasn't the,
First
Quinnebog-
shelter in town.
Yeah, the first shelter in town, which we always said, so I just didn't wanna confuse residents if we have like an issue, let's say with this storm, isn't supposed to be anything big, but where people get confused and think they're supposed to go to Pete.
Well, I think it's a matter of communications, and I think people living in town here would find it pretty difficult to pack up their bag and walk to Quinnebog if they don't have transportation, you know, whereas the crutch of the population in here would either go to the school. I'm not sure truthfully as to why Quinnebog was the first place of emergency shelter other than.
Right, and so maybe that just warrants just as a side note for, I just wanted, I know that Steve was needing to talk to us about emergency preparedness, with the board anyways, just to, go over that
Yeah.
as an aside, cause it's striking my
And
memory.
my thought process is that probably if you develop your selectmen's notice, a letter like you had previously, is that something, once it's finished and completed, and sit down with Steve as a process, about, we can notify citizens of it.
Sure.
All right. So you're figuring a max of 2,500.
Yes.
For the town budget, it's gonna have to come out of contingency, which, in order to do this, I've gotta go in front of the Board of Finance for this.
Right.
Okay. And I'm willing to entertain it, because it is a worthwhile, and the town has been a proponent of, you know, keeping Teague and what it does and what it gives us to the town. And this is the last step. So,
To add to that, Ken, not to interrupt, which I did, is that the last 6 months, the first 6 months, in the past 6 months, Teague has provided services to the residents of Thompson in the tune of $247,000. So, and the town gives Teague $30,000 a year to run that facility. So there's a lot of contributions being made by that organization, with the help of everybody in town, of course. There's a lot of volunteer people that contribute and make that place work.
They do a great job. Okay, like I said, I have no problem forwarding to the Board of Finance to do this. It's a worthwhile project, since we're so close to getting this in, especially this time of the year and so forth, with having a need if power does go down, et cetera, because we are in storm season, especially with this winter. So, I have no problem going forward with it. I'll need a motion.
Make a motion that we forward the request from Teague in the amount of $2,500 to the Board of Finance for their additional request for the switch for the generator.
Okay, I'll second the motion. With that being open for discussion at this point, not to exceed the 2,500. If we do get lucky and there is money left, that would be returned
Sure.
as not, that isn't, expended.
No, it's basically, no, that's right.
Okay, so with that and that understanding,
What were the miscellaneous other parts? I was just curious.
Well, there's a heater, we have to run a wire, 110 line
Mhm.
back to the generator that'll keep that diesel engine warm. And there's also a switch in there that has to be purchased for a couple $100. That'll start the engine, because it has to run probably once a month, just to keep the engine running.
Okay,
it's a walk here.
Yeah,
okay.
there's a timer. Talk about that piece of equipment, it's probably worth $40,000, that generator. And there's 300 working hours on it, so it's brand new. If you're looking at a diesel engine and a generator.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Okay. I have next item on the agenda is the Recreation Director discussion and appointment. I do have a letter from the Board of Selectmen from the Search Committee for the Recreation Director, which consisted of Steve Bordeaux, Stephen Herbert, W. Barrett, C. Antos, Deborah Spinelli, Art Tennant, and Renee Waldron. The Search Committee for the Recreation Director's position recommends Angela Hatchie for the position to replace Renee. This is their recommendation based on research. And she currently has been working in the Recreation Department now for the past 10 years. So she is well versed with the programs and so forth that are being operated, with the extensive, which Stephen Herbert was in on, and the search that they did, this is the name they came up with, and the recommendation for this. So I'll entertain a motion to hire Angela Hatchie. Hopefully I'm not butchering that.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we do have some appointments. And in reference to a question that Kevin did ask, or I think Paul asked about the agent for the elderly, we are currently still looking for somebody to fill that position. So if anybody has a suggestion or a name, that would be great. Okay, on the agenda, I have appointments for Small Cities Grant. There are 3 of them.
Cities Advisory Board.
Yeah, Small Cities Advisory Board. I have 3 of them that are to be appointed to that board. three names are Mercedes J. Robbins, Shirley J. Hull, and Barbara R. Pickett, is hereby reappointed to serve as an alternate member, excuse me. Okay, this one here is strictly an alternate, Barbara R. Pickett. Is hereby reappointed to serve as an alternate member of the Small Cities Advisory Board for the Town of Thompson, term to expire November 9th, 2020. By Selectman Ken Bosley, Shana Smith, Stephen R. Herbert, it's Board of Selectmen. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, discussion. All in favor? Aye. Okay, the next two are full members. Appointment, Mercedes J. Robbins, Shirley J. Hull, is hereby reappointed to serve as a member of the Small Cities Advisory Board for the Town of Thompson, term to expire November 9th, 2020. Board of Selectmen, Ken Bosley, Shana Smith, Stephen Herbert.
Motion to approve Shirley Hool and Mercedes Robbins as members of the Small Cities Advisory Board, term expire November 9th, 2020.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. January 19, 2016, appointment Matilda Diodi is hereby reappointed to serve as a member of the Housing Authority of the Town of Thompson, term to expire October 31st, 2020. Kenneth Bosley, Shana Smith, Stephen Herbert, it's Board of Selectmen. I'll make the motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed. Okay, January 19, 2016, appointment James Leet is hereby appointed to serve as a member of the Housing Authority of the Town of Thompson to fill the unexpired term of Gertrude Leet, term to expire October 31st, 2016. It's Board of Selectmen, Ken Bosley, Shana Smith, Stephen Herbert. I'll make that motion.
Now a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Okay, this is a little bit of housekeeping and getting our dates in line. Okay. Ernie Vandale had been appointed back on September 15th. Says 10/10 here, but that would be 10/15, which should have been 2015, to bring everything in line with the fire police as we've been appointing them to expire all at the same time. Okay, January 19, 2016, appointment Ernest Vandale, term limit correction, is hereby appointed to serve on Community Fire Police for the Town of Thompson, term to expire November 21st, 2017. It's Board of Selectmen, Ken Bosley, Shana Smith, Stephen Herbert. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. That completes the appointments.
Redevelopment agencies?
All of the appointments were supposed to say redevelopment agency and small cities advisory board. I don't know if Dawn typed them that way. But it's one,
One word?
it's one, thing, redevelopment agency and small cities advisory board.
I don't see Small Cities Advisory.
All right.
Can we use this item anyway, so we just?
So just make a motion to add that before we approve it. I'll add the corrected language to be available. I'll make the motion to add the corrected language.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. These will be available at your convenience to come in and sign these again with that added. Thank you. Okay, road updates, I don't have anything. there is nothing, you have any other business?
The only thing that I was going to ask you, and I'm wondering, it was under the correspondence, if we should add other business to officially accept the resignation of the recreation director. I just think that it would be advisable to do so, so that way it's in our minutes. I know we read it, we should probably accept it.
Well, there's no way of refusing it, we have to accept
Understood.
the resignation, so. It was read into it, so there shouldn't be any problem.
Understood. Just history, we have done it that way.
We don't have a choice, we have to accept it. Okay, we're back to citizens' comments. Anybody? Okay. Oh, okay. What do you got, Paul?
First, regarding the stationary compactor,
Yes.
I'm a little perplexed why it seems to be that more and more decisions are being made by consultants. I think a compactor, I would hope folks at the highway garage, people who have dealt with the equipment, can review those things. The transfer station alone has like 3 layers of consultants. A consultant for a consultant for a consultant for, look through the files and you'll find for the testing of the wells up there, they farm it out to different consulting agencies to do the testing. You're now a consultant making the decision and recommendation for the compactor. As far as the road updates, I would have thought you would have had a road update for Star Road, given that the town attorney's opinion is that Star Road doesn't exist after 0.15 miles. And it was requested that that application for a driveway had been put on the agenda as other business, because there is no town road there, and the ordinance says that you don't get a driveway permit if you're not on a town road or town street. And I would request the Board of Selectmen send a letter to the Board of Education chairman requesting that if they're gonna conduct budget hearings, they should not conflict with the meeting of the Board of Selectmen, as the Board of Selectmen should be going up there, and town citizens should be able to attend that meeting also, instead of being shut out coming down here. Every nickel counts this year. Every year it counts, but particularly this year because you know that you have heavy expenses coming. And you're gonna be looking for the taxpayers to foot the bill once again. And they should not be conducting hearings in conflict with your hearings, or your meetings, regularly scheduled meetings, first and third Tuesday. Thank you.
Okay. One comment I will make, there is and I had not verified it, but I was told today that there is a meeting tomorrow at the school as far as the solar committee.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday at
It's
5.
Thursday at 5? Okay, thank you. I had the wrong day. My understanding, I did not get a hold of Danielle today. She didn't return my call. My understanding was it was tomorrow. But it is Thursday at
Thursday at
5 o'clock, so whoever, that is, where is it up at the school?
Yeah, middle school media center.
Middle school media?
It's just where we.
So that will be on if anybody's interested in attending that. Okay. Moving on, tax refunds. Okay, Michelle L. David for $94.12. Teresa J. Doobie for $28.69. Make it one motion.
Okay.
Make a motion for the following refunds for Michelle L. David for $94.12, Teresa J. Doobie for $28.69, Richard K. Keith for $19.09, John Michael J. Sinet for $348.19, Toyota Motor Credit Corporation for $450.86, Charles K. and Denise J. Young for $182.21, Charles K. Denise J. Young for $110.02, and Ally Financial, $164.80. Do I have a second? All in favor?